Now I'd like to invite James to come up and talk to us about hydrodipping.
Hi, I'm James. A bit nervous, not done this before, so first time for everything. I do custom paint and hydrodipping, and it's a process I absolutely fell in love with the moment I figured it out. There's nothing more satisfying than the ability to change anything, whether it's by adding pattern, print, and whatever you want to whatever kind of item you want. Now, we do a lot of motorcycles, we do a lot of scooters. Pretty much anything and everything can be hydro-dipped. Although I wouldn't recommend a toaster. Now, hydro-dipping is a process, I think it came out in 82 thereabouts, but it was patented massively by the US car markets, who kind of didn't want to sort of let anyone have a go at it. Patents lapse and they expire, and hydrographic printing became quite sort of mainstream. But I've never liked just generic print thrown on a shape. I think the ability to mix and match it by adding different layers, working with airbrushes and working with so much talent, and adopting sort of old school paint techniques as well to literally give the customer whatever they want, on whatever they want. Things like this, we've taken sort of a generic print, which is a leopard print, and we've actually matched it to the seat of the scooter, and you'll see more pictures of that shortly. But I've been never afraid to sort of push the boundaries and to do entire sort of bonnets. And to dip this, I actually had a cable tied to my hand just so I could keep control of the print as it fed onto it. We do a lot of gun stocks, and that's mainly where people buy cheap gun stocks, and they want to keep up with the Joneses and make it look walnut or carbon, or go for a completely different wood effect. Literally anything can be hydro printed, and there's nothing more satisfying than taking an item. It's a full paint process, so you nurture it, you prep it, you add paint, and then you add layer after layer, and yeah, to match the seats and everything almost perfectly. The customer's absolutely delighted, and it's such a good feeling and such a blessing to sort of have a grown man walk into your workshop and then walk out with something and almost see a sort of tear in his eye. Not because we've done it badly, but no, the move to the point where you take something different. This is a black wheel which we've put a hydro print on. Now, I wasn't quite happy with that, so I put a blue candy in the clear coat, which totally transforms it. And I think the ability to think in layers, to think differently, is such a blessing to anyone. When I started this, to know I had a good product, I went down to Bournemouth and did a hydrographics course. Within half an hour, I taught the instructor more than he could teach me, and said, well, you don't need to be here, which was a waste of a drive to Bournemouth. But we've done stuff, this is Team GB's Danielle Scott's luge board, and I think bikers and people like us are pretty nuts, but to go downhill on your feet, well, feet first, on your back on a piece of fiberglass, that's just absolutely bonkers. I get another gun stock for another Team GB shooter, which they do seem popular because everyone wants different. This is a use of masking vinyls. There's not one sticker on that bike, that's all paint. So we take the items and we, by eye, mask them and add masking vinyls, and yeah, thank you very much.